Dial H for Hero issue 5. Sam Humphries writing with Joe Quinones on the art. And Miguel's in the Heroverse. He very quickly runs into the Operator while he's running away from what's his face? The villain.
Mr. Thunderbolt.
Thank you. And it's essentially this weird kind of love letter to DC history, where as they're jumping through room to room trying to escape Mr. Thunderbolt, we're seeing essentially origin stories playing out behind them. We're seeing panels of Silver Age Green Lantern. We're seeing panels of I think it starts with he's on Crime Alley and the Waynes are lying there dead. But Miguel doesn't know who any of these people are, of course, because they're all secret identities, right?
I want to say the Crime Alley stuff. It looks like Batman Year One. It looks like that style. And then in the back you see the Wonder Woman stuff, the Green Lantern, Supergirl. It looks all the Silver Age stuff, like with all the dots on the printing and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it gets into this weird bit of mythology where like the H style kind of like lets you have your secret origin almost and taps into the powers of the Heroverse. But there's a lot of time spent defining what a secret origin is, and then Miguel kind of starts looking at his past, trying to think if he's had one and what it is. And very clearly states that it's the moment that you choose to do something about what you are, or who you are. It's not about the moment you get powers. It's not about the moment that you get a costume.
For your tragedy.
Yeah. It's not that. It's not the motivation. It's when you choose to be the hero or the villain.
Yeah, and the Operator's like. They kind of go into his origin as well at one point.
Yeah.
And it starts saying, so where's your secret origin? What was your moment? Was it when your parents died? Was it when you first rang the hero dial? What was it? And it kind of comes to the conclusion that he hasn't got it yet. That's why he's been getting all the kind of the jokey characters,
which does actually lead to probably the best scene in the issue, where we find out after his parents died in a plane crash, he yelled for Superman, and Superman did appear. And he gets angry at Superman and throws his bike at him.
And it just crumpled. The wheel literally crumples against Superman's arm.
And Superman has to hug him and explain that he can't be everywhere, and that's why he didn't save his parents. He can't stop every plane that's going down.
Yeah. And he was like, no, even that wasn't his, my secret origin moment either.
It wasn't, but I think this scene's maybe the most effective in the issue of just being.
Oh, it's so good.
Emotional, yeah. Meanwhile, Summer steals a supermobile. That's what it was. From Snapper Car, because she's flying to Metropolis to try and get Superman.
As she points out, it's not stealing if he's the guardian of it and he lets her take it.
She steals it. And she gets lost in Gotham for a little bit, and Two-Face is shooting up at her. I got the impression this was actually kind of lining up with City of Bane in a weird way, because Two-Face's dialogue kind of implied that the city had changed a little bit to me here. This is like before the end of last issue of Batman, where Two-Face gets taken in. That was like, it was a very subtle thing. It was just kind of like lining up with the status quo. And Batman.
I don't know. Nothing about the dialogue said that to me. What was it to you that made you think that?
I can't remember. Something about the heroes are not allowed in the city or something like that. I can't remember. Because obviously Bane's taking them all away.
Sure, I don't remember him saying that, but okay, fair enough.
But she gets to Metropolis at the end of the issue. However, Thunderbolt from Heroverse causes some chaos, because the ending of the issue is every single person with a phone in Metropolis essentially is told to dial H for Hero on their phone. The final page is all these bolts of lightning in the city, implying that hundreds, if not thousands, of people have just become superheroes with powers. So that was the cliffhanger.
That's rad.
Again, we should mention that there's a lot of shifting styles in this. You have the Batman stuff at the start. You got the Silver Age panels. There's a bit where we're going through Robbie Reed stuff where he talks about his adventures, and there is a panel that looks like it's just Darwin Cook's New Frontier stuff.
Yeah.
It looks absolutely gorgeous, but it's just going through these styles absolutely effortlessly. His Gotham in the Supermobile looks straight out of the animated series.
It does, yeah. The nighttime sky specifically looks like the.
It looks like the opening titles of the animated series, doesn't it?
Yeah. So no, again, it's just playing with all these different styles. Oh, this one's a little bit different from the previous ones because this is not just the origins of the heroes that came out of the phone. This is
this is kind of much more real world now.
Yeah. So it's kind of neat. I don't know exactly how the Heroverse fits into the mythology of all the other different like mystical forces and sciences we have in the DC universe, but
I think the idea I got is the Heroverse is kind of just okay. So everyone who ever makes that choice to be a hero is connected to the Heroverse, is what he says, right?
Yeah, it seems like it's tied into the realm of imagination.
Yeah, kind of. So it is kind of this everyone who is a hero is connected to that in the sense of, okay, they become larger than life. So this mythologicalizes them and kind of stores that.
Hey, I'm having a good time, so I'm not going to complain about it. But there is a point where the DC universe has too many things.
No, there's not. Or if there is, we're not there yet.
Oh, of course there is. We got Speed Force and all the other forces. We got all the different Lantern Corps. We got what else we got? We got the Red, the Green, and the Raw. We got those. We got
the
Metaverse. We got Source Wall. Of course, we have the multiverse in general, all different universes.
Dark multiverse.
Yeah, there's a
Which
point,
is the dark multiverse is just the bringing up of infinite.
Yeah.
Multiverse, but without having to make them infinite because they're constantly being destroyed.
Yes, it's
right?
clever, isn't it?
Yeah. So you eat your cake and eat it too.
Yeah. Out of everything you've just listed there, the only thing I feel like I don't like is all the extra Speed Force ones.
You sound like you're complaining, Pete, and I think that it's fine.
I'm just saying. At some point, we're stacking on too many. And then we got gem worlds and all that stuff.
Time and like
all the magical places, all that shit. Yeah. Calm down.
What book was it that was talking about the bleed? One of the books this week was talking. Maybe it was this.
Well, the bleed was also in between the multiverse.
Yeah, it might have been this book. Yeah, it was. It was in the part of Operator's origin stuff. And talking through his adventures that he'd had, and it talked about how he'd been to all these multiple realities and seen different versions of the heroes, and they helped him go beyond the connective tissue of the multiverse into the bleed, and he went all the way until he was stopped by the Speed Force wall, and it was impenetrable.
Oh, fifth dimension, sixth dimension, which is not the same as the multiverse. That's a different thing.
Yeah,
right, and it's the realm of imagination, and then you add into the metaverse stuff, which is our Earth, but anything we think of pops into existence. So
too much.
All these things.
It's too much.
I like it.
The reason I love them all is because none of them are actually contradictory.
No,
they kind of all sit in a nice they're like the Rot and the Green and the Red are all on one level, but something and the Heroverse also connect. So Animal Man is connected to both the Red and the Heroverse, and that's fine. But then amongst that, he's also part of a multiverse and a metaverse. And, there are all these layers. They sit up amongst each other. It's like Russian dolls. They all kind of fit inside each other neatly.
There's a point where there's just so many of these goddamn things. There's so many different fabrics of existence that all kind of work together. Come on.
That's why I love it though, because they all do work together. None of them If they were really contradictory things, it would be annoying. But the fact that they all just sit comfortably next to each other. It works so well for me.
Yeah, okay. We give it.
I'm giving it a 9. I love this issue. It's fantastic.
I'll give it an 8. It was really good.